Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
Congratulations on the movie. I really resonated with Barbie and Ken's journey about like feeling like they have to be perfect and like living up to expectations that aren't even really their own. And I was wondering if there was a time in your career where you felt that way personally that made you like connect to Ken and Barbie.
You know, in making this movie, I definitely felt that way. Not just in like my portrayal of Barbie, but or any time I've played someone, like when I played Harley Quinn, and I know there's a lot of Harley Quinn fans out there, you just like want to do the character justice. Like I know how much it means to me when a character I love is going to be brought to life for the first time on screen. And I would always hate it when like the actor playing that character would be like, no, I didn't read the book or whatever. And I'm like, those books mean a lot to me. I really wish you would, you know. So I know what it's like to have that kind of expectation for a character if you're a fan of that character. But I also recognize that in the case of Barbie, there's a lot of people who have a real issue with Barbie. And I also wanted us to be having a conversation with those people too. And then I also wanted to have a conversation with the people who feel indifferent about Barbie, where Barbie doesn't even register in their life and never has. And up until this movie, hopefully it hadn't, but this might change things. So I don't know, I guess, yeah, I definitely felt a certain sense of expectation and pressure around just delivering this movie and wanting it to hit so many people.
This film, for sure, you know, it was such a, I mean, Margot had created this whole opportunity for everyone, and, you know, she had been working on this for years, and then obviously Greta had written like the best script I'll probably ever read, and it just felt so perfect. Everything was like just this like tonal symphony, and I was you know, didn't want to be the one thing out of tune, you know. So it was definitely a lot of pressure to sort of, it felt like a huge gift that they had given me, and so I wanted to sort of you know, I'm fired.
No, you were doing so well.
Okay, good, because Margot wrote that for me, and I lost the last.
You forgot the last line.
What was the last line?
Well, you definitely hit the right notes. You were definitely Knopf.
I like that analogy a lot. I might use that.
Which one?
The tonal symphony.
Tonal symphony.
I like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and he said I didn't want to be the one playing it.
And
really
this
good.
is the greatest version of Ryan Gosling that
The
we will see on
greatest.
screen. I know that you said that. Like, you killed it. It was like Mickey Mouse Club. Kenergy was everything. I wanted to ask both of you, though, have you ever been called Barbie or Ken in real life? And did you ever, did you reflect on that while working on this project?
Do you know what's so funny? Is I've worked, so Kate McKinnon plays our weird Barbie in the movie. Kate McKinnon and I worked together on Bombshell. And in one take on Bombshell, which actually made the cut of the movie, you know, my character's just like been revamped because she's about to do her first on-camera thing, and I come out and she goes, "Wow, anchor Barbie," and it made the movie. It's in the movie, and so yeah, Kate McKinnon's called me Barbie before.
I've never gotten Ken. I don't think anyone ever saw this, but you and Greta.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know I've never been called.
Really, no one's ever said that to you?
What's that?
I guess it's not really a thing you say, like, "Oh, you're such a Ken," or
I
like,
get Brian
"Oh, you're
a
such
lot,
a Ken."
but never.
Brian?
Yeah.
As in people getting your name wrong?
Yeah. But never Ken.
I was like, oh, like, is there a famous Brian?
Is there a famous Brian?
I love you both so much. Thank you for making this movie.
Thank you
It's
for
incredible.
Thank
just,
you.
even
Yes.
if I may be superficial for a moment, you look incredible. This outfit is everything.
Thank you. Your validation is the only one I need. I love you. Thanks, guys. Such a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to meet you.
What do I have to do?
You have to go to the real world. You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
Congratulations on the movie. You guys killed it.
Thank
it is so
you.
funny. You know, Kate, we know you play weird Barbie. Issa, we know you play President Barbie. Michael, you play Alan, which is this Barbie doll that came out in the 1960s. And Alan always kind of like lived in Ken's shadow, I felt like.
Yeah.
Like he could wear the same clothes as Ken. But after watching this movie, I was like, Alan's cooler than Ken.
You think so?
Well, do you guys think Alan's cooler than Ken?
Ken can't do that. Ken can't do
in
those
high
moves.
school.
Yeah, honestly.
Ken was football guy. He's done. Alan peaks at 45.
Alan knows how to make an omelet.
He does.
He still peaks.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah, that. So
Well, his children are in middle school. They're doing really well.
is that a good time to peak?
Yeah,
It is?
I think so.
45?
Yeah.
No.
A lot of doors are closed.
What's wrong with it? But he made good choices along the way, and now he's reaping their.
He can
So
enjoy his
this is
40s.
all
Yeah.
downhill.
He'll enjoy his 40s
Or
a
you
lot,
said-
more
yeah,
than Ken will.
He
Put it that
sure
way. Put it that
will.
way.
Yeah, that was the point of that.
Yeah. He's
That was the
winning for
compliment.
one little moment in time,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Did you feel like Alan was cooler than Ken?
No, I feel like Alan. Well, I mean, at least when we shot the movie, Alan is sort of very invested in Ken. He exists kind of through Ken's wins are his wins, and Ken's losses are his losses. So he's on a wild ride. He's just strapped in for the emotional roller coaster of Ken's experience.
I loved Alan. Justice for Alan. Do you think that did Weird Barbie and Alan vote for President Barbie? And what does
Surely.
President
What an
Barbie think
excellent
of these
question.
constituents? Thank you, Issa Rae.
Surely, yes.
You think Alan voted for President Barbie?
Well,
Barbie,
yeah.
what about you?
Oh yes.
You put them on the spot, and I don't feel like I'm getting.
It
No,
feels like,
it is
you
true.
were probably
Look,
unanimously
yeah, that's
voted
true.
in.
Barbie Land.
It feels like you were the only choice.
But begrudgingly, yeah. Okay, got it.
I don't know if Weird
Yeah.
Barbie voted. I'm sorry. I voted. I
Weird
vote,
Barbie.
but Weird Barbie, I feel like she might
Didn't
have
cast
just
her
like
vote.
forgot.
She honestly seems so, and no offense to her, like not disrespectfully, she feels so desperate for approval that she would vote.
Uh-huh.
But I don't. Maybe that was just my
you're right.
interpretation.
Your own name
You're right.
on- your own
Maybe
name on the
she
ballot.
she tries to appear lackadaisical about most
Yeah.
things, but she's like, civic engagement is an important bedrock of
For sure.
our world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's kind of like the Grinch of Barbie Land in the best way possible because I'm
Yes.
obsessed with the Grinch.
She's still very pleasant.
Yeah. What does
Okay.
President Barbie think about Alan?
I think that President Barbie wishes that Alan would be more involved in the community because he is always at a distance, and I'd have to say that playing her while Alan was at a distance, I would always break because his voice was so soft and far away. He was never truly a part of the conversation, and I think the best presidents want to include everyone.
I think Alan would be honored that the president had any awareness of him. I think that's a huge honor.
Barbie in the real world. That's impossible.
If this got out, this could mean extremely weird things for our world. This would be catastrophic!
America. There's a monologue that you say in this movie that I resonated with so much about how hard it is to be a woman. And I was wondering, what was everyone's reaction to you saying that on set? And what was it like for you saying it?
Yeah, it was an intense couple of days. We shot that scene for 2 days because it's inside of like the bigger Weird Barbie scene, and there's a ton of people in the scene. So I did that speech for like 2 days, and that was a marathon. I remember it being really intense. You should ask them. Margot was there and Kate McKinnon was there. But I remember it being like a lot of, I think it really landed with the crew too. Like I had a lot of crew members, men and women, approach me and they were like really felt it. But I mean, I remember reading the script and just it at once being like, wow, this is what a gift that Greta and Noah are giving to, to an actor to get to deliver this, but also in the next breath feeling like intimidated because that's it's also you want to do it justice. And so it was wonderful. Greta gave me so much permission to explore. I did a million different versions of it. And I just trusted that like she would know what was right for the movie. And so I felt safe to kind of try everything. And we did. We did it a million different ways.
Well, you nailed it. I got really emotional and I felt like that hadn't been articulated so perfectly in that way. And I love that you like delivered it. And I just love your character's name, Gloria. It felt like her name was in reference to Gloria Steinem. And I know you met Gloria Steinem in 2016. Did you think about Gloria at all when you were embodying your own character?
I thought about so many women embodying Gloria. I thought about myself. I thought about the women in my family. I thought about all of my friends, all the women I love, women I know, women I don't know, and just like what it takes to get to be our whole selves. And yeah, I think I held with me like a lot of different inspirations in women. That's an interesting thought about Gloria Steinem. I don't know, you'll have to ask Greta if there's any connection there.
I remember last time we spoke, you were telling me about how growing up you didn't feel like you really resonated with Barbie or felt like you belonged in Barbie's world. And now you have your own Barbie. And I saw it. And I was like, I wonder how America's feeling right now. How did you feel like looking at your own Barbie and having your own Barbie?
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising and deeply unexpected. I mean, I never ever imagined I would be in a Barbie movie. But it's not just about being in a Barbie movie, it's the way that I get to be in the movie. I get to be in the movie as a human person with all that I am. And what that says to me is that things have changed, things have improved. You know, there is this deeply dominant narrative and stereotype of beauty in the Barbie narrative that just didn't include me when I was growing up, people like me. And to get to be a part of a moment that's expanding that narrative for so many people is so unexpected to me. And also just a joy that I get to be a part of making that world include more of us.
Diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now until forever. Do you guys ever think about dying?
Greta Gerwig.
Hi.
Hi. Such a pleasure to meet you. I know that you got to work with Mattel and tour their offices.
Yes.
And when you were doing that, you noticed that most of their dolls were named Barbie.
Yes.
And I was wondering how you picked which Barbies would make it into the movie, like Mermaid Barbie and President Barbie, because she's had over 200 occupations, like rap musician Barbie,
Yes.
American Idol winner Barbie, Arctic Rescue Barbie.
I mean, there were some constraints in terms of like, I wanted NASCAR winning Barbie. Like I wanted all the, at a certain point, people were like, we can't shoot this movie forever. So I had to, pick and choose. But I was just sort of astonished by when I did go to Mattel and they did explain to me that like Barbie is now occupied, the self of Barbie occupies all these women. And I was like, oh, that is so fascinating and interesting as an idea. And what about Ken? And they were like, the same thing is true of Ken. I was like, great. Well, that seems like a really surreal place to start.
Yeah. You nailed it because there's some special Barbies in the movie that I don't want to give away that just made me laugh so hard.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I also wanted to ask you about Gloria.
Yes.
Because I wanted to know if her name was in reference to Gloria Steinem at all, based on the journey that she goes on in the movie.
Well, that's so interesting. I didn't even think of that. I think in a way, I haven't had the privilege of having daughters, but I get to name characters, and I've always loved the name Gloria. It's one of my favorite names, and I gave the name of Gloria to Gloria, and I remember actually when we were working on the movie, and I was kind of putting it together, and then somebody said about Gloria, they said, oh, she referencing her speech, they said it's the Gloria aria. And I was like, the Gloria aria, that's perfect. It is like an aria, like it's almost like it's sung. So I thought, well, that's the right name. Names are mysterious, but yeah, I also had a Gloria in my life who I loved. So,
I love that. Well, I got to tell you, you wrote that speech out so perfectly. I talked to her about that monologue
she's amazing.
And how everyone felt. And it had never been articulated in that way, and I got emotional hearing that. So thank you so much for writing about how hard it is to be a woman.
Also, though, I was going to say, I should say that I named it after Gloria Steinem because that's a much smarter answer. I'm going to steal that from now on.
Take it.
Because that's very... I wish I had thought of that. But America also just, she brought, when we started working on the character and working on that section, she also brought a lot of herself and her perspectives into it. And like, she made it hers in a way that when she performed it, everybody on set just cried all day. Because when she was doing it, it was like she was speaking, it felt like she was speaking for everybody. And there was something about it where I was just like, if it makes this group of people on the stage, and men too, feel what they felt, I think it will make audiences feel that too. And anyway, I mean, I've seen it hundreds of times and it still gets me